Rachel Zegler's desperate plea shocked fans. Her dog Lenny's sick, and she's turning to Instagram for help. Rumors swirl she's broke after Snow White's $115 million flop. Is the 23-year-old star really out of cash, or is this a PR stunt? Dive into the drama, the truth about her finances, and why her dog's illness sparked a firestorm. The internet's ablaze with a wild claim. Rachel Zegler, the Golden Globe-winning star of West Side Story and Disney's Snow White, is begging fans to save her sick dog because she's gone broke. On April 20th, 2025, Zegler posted an emotional Instagram story about her 2-year-old miniature golden doodle, Lenny, suffering from severe diarrhea and loss of appetite. Her plea for advice from her 2.5 million followers exploded, with outlets like TMZ and the Daily Express amplifying the story. But the narrative took a darker turn when posts on X and YouTube videos suggested her desperation stems from financial ruin after Snow White's box office disaster. Is Zegler really penniless, or is this a case of clickbait gone wild? Let's unpack the facts, the rumors, and the backlash that's made this a viral sensation. First, the dog, Lenny, named after Leonard Bernstein, is Zegler's pride and joy. Her Instagram bio proudly reads Lenny's mom, and she celebrated his 2nd birthday in March 2025 with a heartfelt post, "Life is better with you in it." But on April 20th, she shared a distressing update. Lenny was battling crazy, diarrhea, and refusing food, despite multiple vet visits. "Everything else has been a dead end," she wrote, noting her mom's chicken and rice meals weren't helping. With a transatlantic trip looming, likely for her West End debut in Evita, Zegler was frantic. "I'm really stressed," she admitted, asking fans for remedies. By April 21st, vets diagnosed Lenny with colitis, an inflammatory bowel condition. Zegler updated fans, saying treatment was limited, but by April 25th, Just Jared reported she was spotted walking Lenny in New York, suggesting he was recovering. The plea sparked a mixed reaction. Some fans offered tips, pumpkin puree, probiotics, even Reiki, while others prayed for Lenny's recovery. Zegler thanked them, saying, "Whether you suggested pumpkin or a second opinion, thank you from the bottom of my heart." But the goodwill didn't last. Ex-users like Zegler noted critics called her insufferable for asking for help, accusing her of milking sympathy. Others speculated Lenny had parvovirus, a deadly canine disease, though Zegler's updates ruled that out. The Mirror reported her stress was compounded by her upcoming travel, making Lenny's illness a logistical nightmare. Her openness, meant to rally support, instead fueled a narrative that she was spiraling. Then came the broke rumors. YouTube videos and X posts claimed Zegler's plea was a sign she'd burned through her fortune, tying it to Snow White's failure. The live-action remake, released March 21st, 2025, grossed just $143.1 million globally against a $270 million budget, losing Disney an estimated $115 million. Critics like Zach Peter of the No Filter podcast pinned the flop on Zegler's outspoken politics, citing her pro-Palestine posts and anti-Trump comments. Jonah Platt, son of producer Mark Platt, called her immature and narcissistic in a deleted Instagram rant, blaming her for tanking the film. With no film roles lined up and Snow White's fallout, some speculated Zegler couldn't afford Lenny's vet bills. Is she broke? Unlikely. Zegler's net worth is estimated at $394 million, per sources like Celebrity Net Worth. Her roles in West Side Story, $76 million global gross, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, $337 million, and Snow White, $143.1 million, earned her substantial paychecks. She likely made $500,000 to $1 million for Snow White, standard for a lead in a Disney blockbuster. Her Broadway run in Romeo plus Juliet in 2024 and upcoming Evita role in London, starting June 2025, add to her income. Theater gigs pay less, $10,000 to $20,000 weekly for Broadway per playbill, but her West End debut is high profile. She also earns from endorsements and her 1.5 million X followers, where sponsored posts can fetch $5,000 to $10,000. No evidence suggests she's struggling to cover vet costs, which for colitis range from $500 to $2,000 per pet MD. The broke narrative seems to stem from clickbait. YouTube channels thrive on sensational titles, and Zegler's dog plea was low-hanging fruit. Her emotional vulnerability, admitting she was pulling my hair out over Lenny, gave ammo to detractors. Posts like a Hyperhawk Media's, calling her box office cancer, tied her plea to Snow White's flop, ignoring her financial reality. The rumor also ignores context. Vet bills are a universal stress, and Zegler's plea mirrored countless pet owners turning to social media for advice. Her upcoming travel, likely for Evita rehearsals, added urgency, not evidence of poverty. Snow White's failure looms large. The film faced trouble from the start. Zegler's 2021 casting as a Latina Snow White drew racist backlash, with fans citing the character's skin as white as snow. Her 2022 D23 Expo comments, calling the 1937 original dated and its prince a stalker, alienated purists. She pitched the remake as a feminist tale of leadership, not romance, which clashed with Disney's fairy tale brand. The film's CGI, magical creatures replacing dwarf actors, prompted by Peter Dinklage's criticism, angered actors like Martin Kleba. A 2022 set fire, reshoots, and a cheap trailer fueled negative buzz. By release, it scored 42% on Rotten Tomatoes, with audiences at 74%. A 66% box office drop in week 2 sealed its fate. Zegler's politics made her a target. In August 2024, she posted Free Palestine alongside Snow White trailer hype, drawing 8.8 million views and backlash. Producer Mark Platt reportedly flew to New York to urge her to delete it, per Variety. Disney hired a social media guru to curb her posts, especially after she wrote, "Fuck Donald Trump" post-2024 election. Co-star Gal Gadot's pro-Israel stance and IDF background sparked a rumored feud, with fans noting Zegler's Instagram tribute omitted Gadot. Both faced threats. Gadot's required extra security, and Disney stayed silent, wary of lawsuits like Gina Carano's 2024 case against them. Zegler's posts, while principled, alienated conservative fans, with some boycotting the film. The hate campaign's intense. Users like Aleximus Prime cheered Snow White's flop, saying Zegler needed a lesson. NV Sarath called her toxic. Jonah Platt's rant, amplified by Ariana DeBose's accidental repost, labeled her a narcissist. DeBose apologized, claiming she didn't know the quote's context, but the damage was done. Sean Lennon and Russell Brand also criticized her, per The Independent. Yet supporters like Pedro Pascal, who called her an icon, and Melissa Barrera, who praised her integrity, rallied back. An open letter from 180 journalists, reported by The New Yorker, slammed Variety's hit job on Zegler, arguing Disney scapegoated her for systemic issues like remake fatigue. Zegler's performance wasn't the problem. Critics, including Variety's Kathy Steffen, called her a shining supernova, with Screen Rant's Rachel Labonte praising her voice and presence. Her $700 million career box office, per the numbers, proves she's a draw. But the narrative, fueled by Variety and The Hollywood Reporter, pins the flop on her. The New Yorker's Jessica Winter argued blaming Zegler flatters her too. Much. Disney's dull trailer and lack of originality were bigger culprits. Teen Vogue noted the film's controversies, racist backlash, dwarf casting, and Zegler-Gadot tensions reflect broader culture wars. Her dog plea got caught in this storm. What could have been a relatable moment, pet owners' crowdsource advice, daily became a lightning rod. AOL's April 20, 2025. Headline, "How About You Do It? Zegler begs fans for help. It spectacularly backfires," framed her as desperate and out of touch. Yet, her updates show gratitude and relief as Lenny improved. The backlash seems less about the dog and more about piling on a polarizing figure. Zeglerap's ex-post captured the sentiment. "You all are just finding excuses to hate her." Zegler's career's at a crossroads. Snow White hurt her, but she's not out. Her Evita role, running June to September 2025, is a chance to shine. Her Broadway Juliet in 2024 earned raves, and her vocal covers, like Joni Mitchell's A Case of You on April 7, 2025, keep her relevant. She's #1 on IMDb's star meter, driven by clicks, hate, or love. Forbes and Screen Rant suggest musicals like Gypsy could be her film comeback. Her 1.5 million X followers and endorsements give her leverage. But Hollywood's unforgiving. Gina Carano's exile shows what happens when you're deemed difficult. The broke rumors baseless. No source confirms financial trouble, and her career moves suggest stability. Vet bills, even high ones, are within her means. The claims a distortion of her vulnerability, twisted to fit a narrative of failure. Snow White's flop and her politics made her a scapegoat, but she's resilient. Her dog's recovery, her stage pivot, and her loyal fan base, bolstered by stars like Ethel Cain, keep her afloat. The hate's loud, but so's the support. This saga's about more than a dog or a flop. It's a window into 2025's culture wars, where a 23-year-old's plea for her pet becomes a battleground. Zegler's not broke, but she's bruised. Her next move, Evita, could redefine her. As Lenny heals and she preps for London, a new rumor's brewing about her next project, and it's not what anyone expects.